Hi there, I'm Gracie, and I attended the Sylvia Thereza piano recital on March 31st, and this is my concert report. So, a couple photos from the concert. This is the four of us who attended, which it was really nice to be able to attend with a group. I think that added to the experience. And then these are pictures of the program and all of the pieces that were played. And so the pieces that were performed, it started with Piano Sonata number 2 in B flat minor, Opus 35 by Frédéric Chopin. And there were four different movements in this piece. It lasted a long time and it was very polyphonic with a lot of varied tempos and dynamics. And it was a very passionate piece. Like you were always on your toes, never really knew what to expect, and it was very emotional and quite the performance. And then the next piece that was played was Images, Book One by Claude Debussy. And it was three movements. Once again, really was polyphonic in areas, but then some slow and homophonic in some other areas. And it had a large range of notes and dynamics as well. It was once again very passionate in places, kept you on your toes. It was a great piece to watch. And then the final piece that was played was Carnival Opus 9 by Robert Schumann. And this was 22 movements. So these were a lot shorter movements, a lot more blips of a repeated phrase or a repeated idea. And they varied between fast and playful and dramatic and slow, but all felt like they had some underlying tone that connected them. Like they all felt very fitting to be within the same piece, which was really cool and great to hear. And then there was a final epilogue, not epilogue, encore. Oof. There was an encore, which was Piano Concerto number 2 in F minor, Opus 21, again by Chopin. And I am pretty sure that it was only the first movement. It definitely wasn't the entire piece, as it was a lot shorter, but that was also a great song to hear. And so the societal impact of this concert was that it was all pieces from the Romantic era, which is around 1830 to around 1900. So this was when music kind of transitioned from being very understandable to the entire public to being about art and about storytelling and really about being dramatic. And so all of the pieces were very dramatic and showcased this. And this is also when we have the introduction of the virtuoso. So Sylvia Thereza was an incredible performer. She was very expressive with her movements and facial expressions, and we were able to focus on her hands and actual performance because the piano was turned sideways, which was a note that we learned about in class the other day. She was an expert at leaving notes hanging in the air for dramatic effect, making a very captivating atmosphere. And all of the music was not very formulaic, which is somewhat different from what we had in the classical period with the sonata form and all of the pieces that composers like Beethoven were producing. And so my personal experience from the concert is that I overall really enjoyed it. We arrived about 10 minutes early and noticed that everyone was sitting on the left side to be able to observe her performance and her playing and not be blocked by the piano. And I was just massively impressed by her talent. Like not only her stamina to physically be able to play that much music for over an hour, but her mental ability to memorize all of that incredibly complex music was beyond comprehension. Um, a couple negatives was that many people left during the performance, which I thought was somewhat rude, and that the house lights were pretty bright. I wish that there was more of a focus on her as the performer, but I will say she was incredibly captivating and was able to hold our attention no matter the lighting in the room. And it was overall a very enjoyable experience. And I think it really helped bridge the gap from us talking about the classical period to moving into romanticism. These are my sources. Thank you.